Hey there, thanks so much for stopping in. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me today. And today we are going to create this beautiful, everyday, cooler toned look with the new Nomad Ghost Town USA palette. Woo! Look at this beauty! I'm so excited, but we did create 3 looks with this today. So before we get into that, let's talk about this palette. And if you just want to get to the looks, I'll put those timestamps below, but let's get into the beauty of the palette. Here it is. I'll put some close-ups of the palette here for you, but this packaging just hits like, oh my gosh. Okay guys, so details of this palette. Here is the box that it comes in. I have such a hard time throwing these boxes away. I'm so ridiculous about it. But here is the box. It is just so cool. How do you throw that away? I don't understand. But here is the palette. Oh, there she is. My goodness. And here she, oh, hello. And here is the inside. I, of course, put up some quick B-roll here for you. I just appreciate this cover art. My goodness. You've got the Wild West saloon there in the background. It is the perfect Wild West setup. And then it just slowly transforms to a ghost town after the world has just kind of let it go. But the details in it, my lord. And then, of course, you open it up and you've got this amazing color story. Lord, you're seeing this before I swatch it, before I do any looks with it. So you can see all of these embossings, which Nomad does that on a lot of their palettes, and I just freaking love it. So here's a quick close-up of all of the colors so that you can see them in their glory and their beauty before I mess them all up. This color story is defined as grit and gold, cool-toned mattes in browns, greens, and blues paired with shimmery metals of copper, gold, and silver. 9 cool as sterling mattes and 9 glitzy as gold shimmers inspired by the haunted ghost towns of the Wild West. I am a Wild West fan, so this one just hits close to home for me as it is, and I kind of talked about this shade in this look here, but I did use that shade Tombstone all over the lid. Tombstone just has a special place in my heart. It's based off one of my top 2 all-time favorite movies, the movie Tombstone with Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer. If you haven't seen it, go do it. But let's swatch all of these shades. So this one here is Tombstone. All right. So it's got kind of like a peachy, bronzy, goldy. I suck at describing colors, you guys, but it's got a nice base and it's really, really glittery. And this is what I did use on my eye today. Or all over the lid, but there's that one right there. This one, oh, these are so soft and buttery, you guys. This one is called Copper Penny. That is just beautiful, my Lanta. That is Copper Penny. And then this one is Garnet. I hope I say that right. Woo! That is a beautiful coppery purple. This is Quicksilver. Oh, these are so soft. This is Quicksilver. Ooh. That bluish gray. Holla. Rhyolite, Nevada. That is very pretty. It is like a silvery purple. I hope we're catching that in there. Yeah. And then Ghost Train. Yeah. One is Gold Rush. Yes, that's like a greeny gold. Okay. Calico, California. Ooh, that's even more of a green base. Very pretty. And last but not least, Smoky Quartz. Ooh, it's like a purpley blue. Okay, guys, so there's all the shimmers. Okay, so here's all the shimmers laid out like this. You can really see the colors a little bit better from this angle. All right, so first matte. Undead Sheriff. This is what I used in my crease today. Very beautiful taupey color. Bandit Queen. Real nice light brown there. And Deadwood. I used this in my look today as well. Just a nice matte brown there. Beginner's Saloon. That is pretty. Nice blue there. Calamity Jane. That's a really nice blue too. And Dead Man's Hand. This is a nice like navy dark blue. There we. This is Ghost Town. I love this color. To me, this is like a ghost color, an eerie green. This is Stagecoach Mary. Like a gray green. And last but not least, Arrested Decay. Wow. Now that is a lineup of cool tone, eerie ghost town colors, you guys. Look at this. This is so pretty. You guys, this is like the cool tone palette of my dreams right here. But all right. So let's get you to this look right here and onto the other ones as well. All right, guys, so we're going to go into our first look here with the Nomad Ghost Town USA palette. And I've seen a lot of questions on this palette about like wearable colors. Is this like an everyday wearable palette? Yeah, I think so. It's definitely cool toned as we've talked about. But let's go ahead and go with a more wearable everyday style look today. I know for a fact I'm going to be using this shade right here called Tombstone all over. Tombstone is one of my favorite movies. I live in Arizona, so Tombstone kind of has a special place in my heart in that aspect. Been there half a dozen times. So let's just let's see what we can create for a wearable everyday look. Okay, so so I know we want to use this gold shade over here all over the lid. So I'm trying to find just a nice color combination, easy that'll go with it. So I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and start with this shade right here, and that is called Undead Sheriff. It always makes me so sad doing those first dips into these pans because I don't want to lose the embossing. But I'm just going to throw that right here into the crease. And this color on my skin tone is just really great. I love it. It's like a purpley gray. I am such a sucker for that color. It is so pretty. But that's what we're working with right now. I'll do the other crease. Hang on just a second. Okay, guys, as you saw, that went on really smooth, really pigmented. I really don't have to dip into this pan more than twice to get the color saturation that I want. And it blended out so nicely. I love, love, love Nomad's formula. That crease shade in there. Let's go ahead and deepen that outer corner. I'm feeling this shade right here. That is called Deadwood. We're just going to deepen up this outer corner here. And I'll link everything else on my face, but I did use my Milani primer today. With our second look, we're going to do kind of like a smokier, more eerie style look. And for that one, I'll use a little more of an opaque base, just so we can get a lot more saturation on some of those more less opaque shades. But these were all pretty opaque, so I was okay with using a more sheer primer for these. And as you can see, these are going on and blending out really nice. This is not patchy on the formula. I have eczema, and so some of those dry patches do kind of pop up on my eyes and on my skin on my face. And they're just kind of prominent out here today. So we've got that color laid down. I'm going to blend this out. I'm going to get a little bit of a fluffier brush. Blend this out here. She laid down really nice. She's blending out. And again, that patchiness right over here in this corner, that is definitely my skin. I've got a little rough patch there. Okay, I'm going to keep this simple with just basically these three shades, I think. And we're going to go ahead and grab that Tombstone shade that I've been dying to try. And I am going to do this with a brush just to see the difference between the brush and the finger with this formula. This is my Jessup MUL 16. Oh, the embossings makes me so sad. See you later. Okay. All right, let's see how this goes on here. Oh yeah, that goes on really, really nice. Hope you guys can see that. It is a little more of like a sheer base, so probably a bit more of a topper shade. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of building up pretty nice. I'm not really losing any pigment or any of the sparkle as I apply this. And I'm just blending it right up to that matte outer corner shade. So guys, that went on beautifully with the brush. I think you would be just fine using just the brush. I am going to use my finger on the other side and see if it makes any bigger of an impact. This is such a beautiful shade. Let's see. I do kind of have fatter fingers, so it's a bit messier. Okay. So I don't know how well you can see this. Let me bring it down a little bit here so you can see. So they both applied equally as far as like opacity. Is that a word? Opacity, it is now. But you can see between, this is the brush side and this is the finger side. The only difference really is the finger side did create some fallout underneath here. I don't have concealer on my under eyes just in case there was fallout. The rest of my face is done. I'll tell you about that part later. But yeah, the opacity is the same with the brush versus the finger. I just got fallout with my finger, which that happens all the time. So to me, that's normal. So with this one, I'd be more than happy to use just the brush. That way I don't have any fallout. And if you notice, those dark shades didn't give me any fallout either. This darkness is just, it's all me. Lack of sleep, single mom, 2 jobs, you know. Sleep, what's that? So yes, love this shade. Love that they put a shade called Tombstone in there. I said when it came out, I'd be upset if there wasn't a Tombstone shade, and there was, so I'm super excited. Okay, just using my Morphe M321, I'm gonna grab a little bit of that Deadwood shade that we used on that outer corner, and I'm just gonna run this right along the lash line. If you've been watching my videos, you notice that I don't do waterline eyeliner very often. I will occasionally, but my eyes are just kind of overly sensitive, and I will actually get like a bump right inside here, like an inflammation, every single time I wear an eyeliner on my waterline. On my lower waterline. My upper waterline, like tight lining style, perfectly fine. Lower lash line, it's so sensitive. It makes me so mad. So I don't wear a whole lot of lower waterline eyeliner styles. This one's a little heavier than I meant to go, but I'm rolling with it. I'm grabbing some of that Undead Sheriff, that crease shade, and I'm going to pull it in here just to have some color right there. But I also don't wear a whole lot of fake or false lashes either for that exact same reason. I end up getting like these little bumps everywhere and breaking out. So I really don't wear a lot of false lashes unless it's a special occasion type of thing. And those special occasions happen like once every 3 years. Like I said, I have 2 jobs. They're both work from home. I am a single mom. I have 2 kids. They're in sports. So the only time I'm ever really leaving my house is for sporting events, practice, matches. So, you know, mom life. So here's what we're looking at. Oh, you guys, this just, it plays so nice. I freaking love this formula. I am so happy and so impressed. Let me finish. Let me curl my lashes, throw on some mascara, and then we'll come back and talk about this look and move on to the next one. All right, guys, mascara on. I just did 2 coats of the Wet n Wild Big Poppa mascara. Still testing this. I'll get back to you on that. So far, so good. But here is the finished look with those 3 shades that we played with today. I think this is a beautiful, everyday, simple, little sparkly kind of look. I did add some concealer there underneath to kind of help cover that lack of sleep. But I don't want to take this off. It's too pretty. I love it. But we do got to get into the spooky side of this palette. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this beautiful look, and we'll do something with the greens and the blues. Maybe we'll make this a 3-looker. I don't know, but at least for right now, here's what we've got. And she's beautiful. The look number 2, I have removed all of my eye makeup. My base products are still on, except for my concealer under my eyes. My eyebrows are done. There is glitter or sparkle, whatever you want to call it, all over my face from that tombstone shape, and I took it off. We're just going to move past it. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and use my Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer. I do like to use this one because it does have a little bit more opacity to it. So, and it gives it like a nice flat base color to work with. So it's going to eliminate all of that like redness from taking off this previous eye look. And it's going to help cover up some of those glitters and sparkles. But I don't know if you can already tell, like this one just has a lot more flatter of a base versus this one. Let's go ahead and grab this green shade right here. Now some of these do have some decent kick up in the pan. That doesn't bother me. It might bother you, but I'm just letting you guys know. But this shade here, like, at least swatched out to me, is like the definition of an eerie green color. I am gonna have to build this particular color up on my skin tone. That does not bother me. And it is building. It's building and blending really, really nicely. Just like everything before it. Okay. So it is light. You can see it though. She's there. We're just going to bring this up a little bit higher. And just build her up. I like that. I might continue to build it up a little bit. Do you guys like multiple looks with like one eye this look, one eye a whole different look? Or do you prefer do one look on both eyes and then a day later another look? I mean, of course, for you guys, it'd be the same video, or something like this where the same look on both eyes, but multiple looks in one video. I don't know. Sometimes I have a hard time when creators do like one eye this style, one eye this style, because I want to see the whole look put together. So sometimes I struggle to see the look when creators do that. How do you guys feel about that? Do you like the one eye one way, another look on the other eye, or do you like it the way I'm doing it today, where I'm just removing the previous look and doing the same look on both eyes? And if you haven't noticed, my hair is just all kinds of a hot mess. It started off in the video like super beautiful and full of body and curl, and then, as time is going, I think I've only had my hair curled for like an hour, and it just kind of likes to, fall apart. Does anyone else have this problem? No matter how much hairspray you use, it's just after like 45 minutes. Staying in the green family, you can see some of that kick up in here. Again, that doesn't bother me so bad, but I want to stay in the green side, so let's add some Stagecoach Mary. This may not be as deep as I want for the outer corner, but it'll make like a nice deepening shade, if you will. So I'll put this in the outer corner, and then I'm actually going to pull it into the lid here about, I don't know, a third of the way. Now we're going to deepen up with this bottom shade right here. We're just going to kind of stay right in this row for this part, and that shade is called Arrested Decay. And this one, throw it here in the outer corner. Yeah, there we go. There's that darkness. I do my eyeshadow pretty much the same, no matter what palette or look I'm going for. I will occasionally do a halo eye, but honestly, like, my eye shape, it's round and deep set and hooded. So I don't know. I guess I'm just not brave enough to try anything too crazy. Heather Austin inspires me so much though, because she has deep set, more round eyes too. So I really relate to her. I'm going to link her down below. But here's what we've got. Guys, these, you saw, they blended and applied so nicely. Holy cow. Okay. Now here comes the ultimate question, which shimmer? Let's use them both. Let's use them both. We're gonna start with this one in the middle kind of here, and then we'll do the inner part of the lid with this color. So starting with this one, which is the Calico California. And we saw that the other one applied beautifully with a brush, so we're gonna do it again. Calico. But anyways, going back to Heather Austin, she has a similar eye shape, so she really just inspires me. And this one is not quite doing as well with the brush. Okay, yeah, there we go. It's just a little bit on the stiffer side. But that's what we're getting right now. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So I'm just really inspired by Heather Austin, what she can do with makeup with her eye shape. And she's honestly kind of what got me back into eyeshadow. I kind of quit makeup for a long time because, you know, I follow all these amazing artists like Angela Bright and, you know, I listen to Robert Welsh a lot, and they can do such amazing artistic things with their eyeshadow, but I don't have the same eye shape. So every time I tried to mimic it, and this was back before I discovered eye shapes and application techniques, and I just got that pigment off on my Sigma switch. It's all clean. So now we're going to grab that other shade, that Gold Rush shade. But this was back before I discovered, you know, the difference in eye shapes and techniques. And so I struggled because I was like, how do they get such beautiful looks? I struggle so hard. I don't understand. And then I ended up I still watched all the beauty YouTube, even though I wasn't playing with makeup anymore at that point because I was so frustrated. And so then I discovered Heather Austin. I think it was through Samantha March. I'm not sure. But, and I saw that she could, you know, she had a similar eye shape. So I started watching her techniques, and I saw all the beautiful colors that she can play with, and she's so kind and so inspiring. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to try doing it her way. And I copied her look one day, and it just kind of brought back my love of makeup. And so I kind of owe this journey to her a bit. You guys, look at this gradient. This is so pretty. I'm grabbing that Arrested Decay shade, but she was the one that kind of brought back that inspiration and that love, and so I can't thank her enough. So as a thanks, a way you could participate in that is to follow Heather Austin if you don't already, because she is amazing. Okay, so I did that Arrested Decay here, just kind of connected it to that outer corner and just brought it in a little bit. You can see where it's dark. And then I'm going to use my Sigma switch, get that pigment off. And then I'm going to go into that Ghost Town shade, that eerie green, and just kind of bring it over and in. Here is the final look with just the color. I'm going to go ahead and put on mascara, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back. Mascara is on, concealer to hide the bags. And here we are. This color is so, like, spooky, right? That's what we were after, right? But here she is, and if you haven't been here very long, green is my favorite. Everything about green is amazing. So I think this turned out really, really great. Oh, you guys, I don't want to take it off. I don't want to take it off, but I'm going to have to because we have a couple other colors we've got to get in here. I want some of these blues. I want that pop of purple. But here is that look. Sorry about my hair. It's a mess. I'm a mess. So let's go ahead and get this off, and we'll do that final look with the blues and purples. Okay guys, back for look number 3. Hair went up, couldn't do it anymore. Maybe some of you can relate. But we are going for those blues and purples now. Let's see. Let's go. Let's start with this in the crease here. Actually, you know what? Let's do something a little bit different. Let's start with the deep outer corner color. This one right here, which is Calamity Jane. I'm actually not going to use an eye primer with this. We've been through the formula quite a few times at this point. Let's see how it functions without a primer. So I am primerless. Let's see how this goes. So this is Calamity Jane. And again, guys, this is not a patchy formula. It is my eczema kind of sitting in there. So I can already kind of tell there's definitely a difference in the way it's applying with primer versus without primer. I typically wear primer. I just wanted to kind of test this out as like the third look of the day to see how well it would perform without. But again, my eyes are dry. They have dry patches from my eczema. So that's why I typically use a primer for that particular reason and eliminate some of that like excess color. So if you're typically a primer person, stick with your primers and go, deepen it up with this guy right here. That is dead man's hand. Just kind of put that right out here. Deepen that bad boy up. Okay, I'm happy with that. It's nice and deep in the outer corner, and then you've got that like kind of like mid-tone blue. And blended out that crease shade. We're gonna go with that one right there, which is called Skinner Saloon. I will have all of my, oh, that is such a pretty color. I'm pulling it down into this part of my lid almost for like a halo eye effect. Not quite, because it's not dark here in the inner corner, but just kind of pulling that in there just to try something different. Since we just talked about the fact that I do my eyeshadow pretty much the same, let's change it up now. That looks pretty good. It's a little heavy out in here. That was my fault. Again, sometimes when I don't use that primer, it just kind of clings to those dry patches. So I'm just going to actually kind of use this to soften all of this out. But you know what? Except for when I used my finger on that initial look, the glitter shade, I've had virtually no fallout. Even with these dark colors. Dark colors typically have fallout, but these haven't. I'm just now kind of realizing that. Holy moly, that's amazing. Because I fully expected some fallout with this one, but we're looking good, guys. The tricky part. The shimmer. Which one? Which one? Because we've got this one. We've got this one. We haven't used this one yet. Well, there's a couple we haven't used. This vibrant purple. I kind of want to keep it a little bit monochromatic. I'm not going to lie. And I really want to try this one right here. But we might be able to incorporate the smoky quartz too. Okay, let's do that. Let's do the smoky quartz kind of in the middle. And then we're going to do this one, the Quicksilver, in like the inner portion of the lid. Okay, here goes that smoky quartz shade. This one is a lot more sheer. I'm having a hard time kind of seeing that go. I'm just going to use my finger for this one for whatever reason. And again, it could be the lack of primer. But it also gives me, like, with the lack of primer, it gives me pretty good insight to how they perform without primer too. And I'm not disappointed. Looks a little scary right now. Let's finish it up. Okay, let's try that Quicksilver with the brush. Okay, this one applies really good with the brush. Just packing that in here in that inner corner. Woo! Super pretty. Going back to that Morphe, I'm going into Dead Man's Hand. I want to keep that inner corner a little bit on the lighter side, so Skinner Saloon. The Skinner Saloon is so perfect because it's definitely like a dusty shade, like a dusty blue. And for a palette based on a Western theme, dusty is what I would expect and hope for, and what I'm getting. Okay guys, and here is the final look with this one. The shades are absolutely stunning. It is definitely more smoky than something that I would typically do, but now we've got quite a range. We've got that first look, which was a really light, wearable daytime kind of look. Then we had that fun green, kind of, you know, eerie, Halloween-y kind of look, and then you've got a really smoky blue eye. So we did a little bit of everything here today. It was a lot of fun. These colors are phenomenal. But I hope you guys enjoyed playing with this palette as much as I did. This formula is phenomenal. Their shimmers are new in this palette compared to their other palettes, and I can definitely tell the difference. Their previous shimmers are a lot drier, if you will. They still perform amazingly, but they're drier. These are definitely more of like a soft, buttery texture, almost quite comparable to my ABH palettes that I love, like the Nouveau shimmers and the Rose Metal shimmers. They're just really soft and buttery, highly pigmented. The mattes blended beautifully, exactly what I'd expect from Nomad. Actually, it's even more than what I would expect from Nomad at this point. So I'm very impressed with this palette. I am thrilled to have it in my collection. Nomad, great job on this palette. I look forward to creating more looks. If there's any other shades in this bad boy that you haven't seen on a look yet that you really want to see, please let me know, because there is just a couple shades left I haven't used, like this purple, this one down here, this copper penny. I'd be more than ecstatic to create more looks for you guys. But for the meantime, that is it with me here today. I appreciate you guys stopping in and hanging out with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and happy fall. Bye-bye.